Today is February 23rd. My name is Roxanne Evans, and I'm interviewing James Means for the Contextualization and Commemoration Initiative. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Means. Thank you for agreeing to this interview.
Thank you.
This interview is being recorded, and the unedited copy will be housed here at UT. Please note if there's anything you do not wish to discuss, I will certainly honor your wishes. And if there are topics you wish to discuss and I've not brought them up, please feel free to do so. And last, if we need to take a break to get a drink of water or any other reason, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Mr. Means, let's start with your childhood. Tell me what it was like growing up in Austin.
Well, it was uneventful. I didn't have any racial problems in Austin. The only time, seemingly, is when we would be traveling, going to Arkansas, Pine Bluff, where my father was from, would we encounter segregation in the public accommodations on the road.
Okay, okay. So that would have been the time that many travelers used what they used to call the Green Book to find places where it was safe to travel?
Yes.
Okay.
In the early 50s.
Okay. Now, you say your childhood was fairly uneventful. What were race relations like overall in the city?
I guess it depended upon where you were.
Okay. Okay. So some areas, racial problems might have been more evident than in other areas.
Yes.
Is that correct?
It was basically a segregated town with the black people living on the east side, the Hispanic people living on the east side and south, and the white people everywhere else.
Okay, okay. Now, Mr. Means, what were your schools like, and how would you evaluate your education in the Austin School District? And I'm also curious if you would share some of your experiences at University Junior High.
Well, University Junior High I went in the 9th grade. I think we were amongst the first after the one-a-year desegregation plan in Austin. Started maybe in '59.
Okay.
Where the 12th grade and then the 11th and then the 10th and 9th. So I didn't have any problem with being in a 9th grade integrated school.
Okay. Now, what elementary did you attend before University Junior High?
Well, I went to Blackshear Elementary School.
Okay.
And Keelan Junior High.
Okay.
For the 7th and 8th grade.
Mm-hmm. And where did you graduate from high school?
Austin High.
Austin High, okay. Now, at University Junior High, did you participate in athletics?
No,
okay.
Did not.
Okay. Now, what had you heard about UT before you came to school here? And what was UT Austin's reputation in your community?
Well, I think UT Austin had a good reputation in the community because it was a major employer.
Ah.
For one.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody still would be fighting for civil rights.
Right.
All in the community and everywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So it had a good and a bad reputation.
Okay, okay. Now, did your father ever share any of his experiences at UT?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
I can't. My mother went to UT also.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. And what, did she share any of her experiences here?
Not really.
Okay, okay, okay.
It was, she was working on a master's degree.
Ah, okay. Okay. Now, coming up, particularly in high school and beyond, did you know about the Heman Sweat versus Painter case here at UT? And if so, did your community or family participate in it in any way?
I don't think they participated in it, but I'm sure they knew about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I didn't pay attention to it at the time. When was it, 54?
Yeah, but yeah, 1954 would have been about the time, right? So you would have been
9 years old.
okay. So you had a good reason not to pay attention to it, but I'm sure your parents did. Knowing your mother as I did, I'm sure she was aware and possibly involved. Certainly.
Yeah.
Now, do you recall, perhaps when you were older in middle school or high school, if there were any local civil rights cases or issues your family was involved in?
I can't think of any specific case, but my parents were involved in the civil rights fight.
Anything particular coming to mind? Any particular issues?
No.
Okay, okay. Now, Mr. Means, why did you decide to apply to UT Austin?
Well, it was a matter of I kind of always wanted to come to UT. My sister before was already enrolled in UT,
Okay,
and it was inexpensive, and plus I lived at home when I was a student here,
okay,
so I didn't have a bunch of, I could pay the tuition out of my earnings.
okay. So for you, UT was convenient and affordable, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, do you recall taking an entrance exam?
Sure.
Okay.
Took the SAT
Okay.
at the high school. They
Okay.
administered it
At Austin High?
at Austin High.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think I know the answer to this question, but how did your family feel about you coming to UT?
Oh, I guess they felt okay with it. No conversations about it.
Okay. Okay. Now, since you grew up in Austin, you were probably somewhat familiar with the campus before you started, but did you have any expectations of how things would be when you arrived on campus as a student?
I figured it'd be just like going to University Junior High, you know.
Okay.
Just go take care of your schoolwork and try to get along with people.
Okay. And once you were here on campus, did your expectations, did they sort of play out? How did they compare? Your expectations compare with what the reality was as a student here?
Well, yeah, everything went okay, so no major conflicts or minor.
Okay. Okay. Now, did you have a sense for what you thought your professors' expectations of you might be in terms of how they might have thought you would have performed as a student?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Okay. Now, let me ask you if you had to take a swimming test for physical education as part of your admissions process?
No,
No?
I did not have
Okay.
to take any test. As
Okay.
far as admission, I don't know how they decided who to accept or not
Okay.
at the school. I just took the SAT test, and I guess I scored high enough, and regular application, and no
Okay.
special privileges.
Okay, sounds good. Now, if you didn't take a swimming test, were there any limits regarding your choice of physical education classes? Any limits on what you could take or not take that you recall?
That I recall, none.
Okay. Okay. Now, can you share a little bit about what your classroom interactions were like? Interactions with either professors, interactions with other students?
Well, it
Anything
was
stand out?
limited experience. Just the guy's lecturing, you just sit and listen, and it's no interaction really.
Okay.
In the big classes, or auditorium-sized classes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it would probably make interaction kind of challenging.
yes.
Now, tell me about your circle of friends when you were here on campus. What were the names of some of the students that you knew and spent time with while a student here?
Well, I was in the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha,
Okay.
so frat brothers.
Okay. Any particular ones that come to mind when you think back about those days?
I'm getting so old, I don't remember anybody.
I can relate to that, certainly, certainly. And so what were some of the fraternity activities or ways you spent time with your fraternity brothers when you were a student?
Well, we had a frat house at the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we would have parties.
Okay. Okay.
Had a flag football team.
Oh, okay. What are some of the other things you did for entertainment as a student here?
Oh, the bowling alley
Oh, okay.
and the pool hall. I guess it's still in the union.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Okay.
Movies.
Movies? Okay. Okay. Now, reflect back and tell me, what were the spaces you felt most welcomed at here at UT Austin?
Well, I didn't feel welcome or unwelcome. It didn't enter into my mind whether or not they would welcome me. Subject never came up.
So you basically just did what you needed to do and didn't think about a lot of the external things that might have been going on?
Well, I thought about external things, if it was a riot in, LA or Detroit or wherever, we would discuss it,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't get involved actively.
Right, right. Okay. Now, as a student, were there any spaces where you felt you were excluded during your time here, or places you felt you needed to stay away from?
I don't think I know.
Okay. Okay. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about some of your achievements here at UT, and particularly interested in your athletic achievements. And I wanted to ask what it was like competing as the only, if not or only, or one of a few African Americans in the Southwest Conference.
Well, track is sort of like, you got this distance and the stopwatch, and it's objective as far as who's doing better.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that perspective, I didn't have a problem
Okay.
with anything.
Okay. Are there any stories about your time as an athlete here that you'd like to share, or any relationships with other athletes or coaches, or anything you'd like to share? Anything come to mind?
No.
Okey-doke. Now, share with us how you felt when you were inducted into the UT Sports Hall of Fame. What
Well-
was that time like, and how did that feel?
Well, it was the Hall of Honor,
Hall of Honor, okay.
and I felt it was a great thing to be recognized as being the first African American in Texas
Yes.
at UT.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I felt good.
Good, good. And I imagine back in the days when you were competing, I imagine your family was pretty proud and pretty excited to go to your meets and watch you.
Yeah,
Okay. And did you run track at Austin High or University Junior High, or did you?
I ran track at Austin High.
Austin High, okay, okay, okay. Now, were there any other school organizations or activities that you participated in at UT besides athletics and fraternity? Any others? Any academic clubs or
No.
social clubs? Okay.
That's it.
Now, what about some of the campus civil rights groups? I'm told there was a group, Negroes for Equality, and there were a couple of other groups. Did you participate, or were you active?
No.
Any of those? Okay. Now, looking back, how would you say coming to UT affected your life over the course of your life? What role did UT play in shaping who you are, who you become?
That's a tough question to answer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay. Now, I'd like to ask how your career might have benefited from you having a degree from UT. So could you tell me a little bit about your career, and if you think a degree from UT helped you in your career?
Well, I think it helped.
Okay. And what was your career path, Mr. Means?
Well,
Did you stay in Austin after UT, after you graduated from UT?
went into the Army.
Oh, okay.
After I got out in '68, I went into the Army in September
Okay,
of '68
okay.
and stayed
Mm-hmm.
2 years.
Okay. And then what did you do after you got out of the Army?
I worked in a bank in Austin,
Oh, okay.
and in '71, I moved, got married and moved to Houston.
Oh, okay. What did you do in Houston?
I worked in a bank in Houston.
Okay. Were you like a finance or accounting major at UT?
Finance major.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how long did you stay in Houston?
Oh, about 20 years,
Oh, okay. Okay.
almost.
Okay.
And then worked in a family-owned business, cab business.
Oh, yeah, Harlem Cab.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
'84.
Okay. And did you stay there until you retired?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, since you've been in Austin, this is probably going to be an easy question because you probably kind of followed UT somewhat. So how do you think conditions have changed for current African American students compared to when you were a student here at UT?
It's probably about the same.
Okay.
You know, race relations are seemingly going in a downward spiral right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in my early years, it was going on the opposite direction,
Right.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, we probably didn't have 300 black students at UT in 60s.
Right, right.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the percent is pretty small now.
Okay. Mr. Means, is there anything else you'd like to share about your time at UT, both academically, competing as an athlete? Anything I didn't ask you about you'd like us to know?
No, can't think of anything.
Okay, okay. Do you have any children that attended UT?
No, I
Okay.
have nephews and nieces,
Nephews and nieces, okay,
but no children went to UT.
okay. Is there anything in general you'd like to share with us?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Means, for your time today. We certainly appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.